Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Compacted soils can reduce yields and soil productivity. Stay tuned for tips on how to reduce soil compaction on Successful Farming Radio.
Successful Farming Radio, providing information farmers need in the field, in the shop, and in the office. Committed to growing your business in agriculture.
Check out our full lineup of Successful Farming podcasts. The Successful Farming podcast goes in-depth into the topics that affect farmers and ranchers. The 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast offers a quick conversation between an editor and a farmer. The SF Shorts podcast offers bite-sized interviews about agricultural topics. And the SF Daily podcast covers commodity markets, weather, and the big things happening in agriculture each morning. Search for Successful Farming wherever you download your podcasts.
Get the latest ag news, markets, weather, and more when you sign up for today's news from Successful Farming. Register at agriculture.com/newsletter for today's news, the free Successful Farming e-newsletter. Once a day, you'll get an email packed with relevant news hitting the ag industry online and around the nation, along with the 3 big things happening today. Visit agriculture.com/newsletter to subscribe to today's news from Successful Farming.
The right proportions of air and water in the soil are critical to providing a healthy environment for root systems. Soil compaction wreaks havoc on water and air movement, which can negatively impact productivity. The biggest compaction culprit is machinery. Monty Al-Casey is a soil management professor at Iowa State University. He says soil that's too wet should not have equipment on it, especially the first time out in the spring.
Generally, the compaction mostly happens on the first drive on the field, about 70 to 80%. After that, really, it adds a small percentage, but the first impact is going to be during the first travel on the field. So if you have moisture, you're going to get the worst of the compaction during that.
Have a specific traffic pattern laid out through the field so any machinery, wagons, or trucks travel in the same area. And consider where they're sitting.
I always encourage farmers to think about when you park your grain carts or semis, you need to designate an area, at the beginning of the field and not to pull all these equipment in the field. That is going to encourage more compaction.
He also recommends wider tires and low tire pressure to avoid deeply penetrating the soil surface. If you have a lot of soil compaction, don't till it out. Al-Casey says it destroys the soil structure, so leave it to Mother Nature. I'm Jody Henke. Find more strategies to reduce soil compaction at agriculture.com.